What's up everyone? We got ourselves brand new Rush Duel news. We got ourselves the news on Yudias' Ace Monsters, and it's a lot of weird stuff. Let's just go straight into it. And the first thing I'm gonna have to mention right out the gates is, remember when I said, I believe like last video, like imagine Transformer Brainiac is just a level 4 lower monster that Yudias uses often? Well, that seems to be the case because Transformer Brainiac is a level 4 monster. A level 4 normal monster, light attribute, galaxy type, 1600 attack, 0 defense. That's right, 1600 attack. Now I know some of you are probably thinking this is not an impressive card at all, but 1600? That's an attack strength reserved for single tribute or higher monsters. So what this means is that Transformer Brainiac is the strongest in terms of attack level 4 or lower non-legend monster. Vorse Raider is technically the strongest level 4 or lower monster in terms of attack. But for a non-legend card, so just like Galactical Oblivion, this card kinda, breaks the trend of stats for a monster of its level. So that's pretty interesting, and this card is going to have a lot of importance. I know some of you were thinking this would be more of an ace monster in a way. I was too, but trust me, it's a really impressive go-to monster that Yudias is going to be using because galaxy monsters are normal monster support. So having a really strong type of beat stick normal monster is going to be incredibly important, incredibly impressive to have. So let's just go over some of the other cards. Milky Wave Neo. It's a level 7 wind galaxy type normal monster. 2500 attack, 1000 defense points. Not much I can say about it. It is a normal monster. Sadly, that is the case with these normal monsters. It's not going to be a lot I can actually say about them because they don't actually have effects. But the whole deck is going to be supporting normal monsters as a whole, which means it's still going to be a good card. Milky Wave Neo is the first one. Second one, of course, is the big guy. It's going to be the Ace Galactical Oblivion, level 7 light galaxy type normal monster, 2500 attack, 2500 big old defense points. Like I had to put that out there. This is a huge stat for a level 7 monster. This thing has higher stats combined than Dark Magician or Red Eyes Black Dragon. Granted, those two cards have direct monster support, direct support for them, and they're of two types that have a lot of support as well, being Dragon and Spellcaster. So now let's finally go into some actual effect monsters. Yes, there are effect monsters, and of course there has to be. This deck needs support somehow, and the normal monsters, you're not going to just try to go over people with beat sticks, especially with the way rush duels are now these days. So let's see what we have here. We have Black Handshaker, a level 2 dark galaxy type effect monster, 800 attack, 1000 defense. Requirement none. The effect of this card is choose one card in your opponent's graveyard and shuffle it back into the deck. Always a nice little annoying effect. Get rid of something your opponent was hoping to recover back from the graveyard. But there's more. If you control a face-up normal level 7 or higher monster, you can also choose one attack position monster your opponent controls and change its battle position. So again, this is exactly where the normal support comes from. You have Milky Way, or if you have Galactical Oblivion, Milky Way and Galactic Oblivion both have 2500 attack points, but they're the attack points of the most common boss monsters. You're probably just going to be crashing into something like Dragears. So by using this effect, you can put something like Dragears into defense position and then run right over him with those monsters instead of having to commit to crashing into them. Even something like Transformer Brainiac can get rid of some of the higher level monsters as long as they're put into defense mode, since he has 1600 attack points. This is exactly how this card is going to help beat over some cards, at least. I mean, it's not perfect, because there's still no way to get over maximums, and some fusion monsters have higher defense points, so that really won't work. But don't worry, we'll be getting more support down the road. Speaking of more support, Astro Rescue. It's a level 3 water galaxy type effect monster, 1000 attack, 1100 defense points. Requirement: if your opponent controls a monster and you control 2 face-up normal monsters, you can activate this effect. Keep that in mind. You can only have 3 monsters on the field in Rush Duel, which means it's going to be 2 normal monsters plus this guy. This is what makes Transformer Brainiac so important. You're going to need low-level normal monsters to try to pull off this effect. because you're not going to be surrounding this guy with 2 level 7 monsters and most of the time. So being able to summon up 2 Chance Summon Rainiac and then summon up this guy to be able to activate the effect is going to be key. The effect of this card is choose 1 normal monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. During this turn, you cannot attack with effect monsters level 8 or lower. So yeah, recover back a normal monster, but you can attack with effect monsters that are level 8 or lower, which means the only monsters that can attack are fusion or maximum monsters, or if you were to somehow increase the level of a monster. I'm not really sure if we have cards in the game that currently do that. One thing I gotta break down about the past 2 cards we just saw, Astral Rescue and Black Handshaker, is that they're not Galaxy support by name. They don't just say recover a Galaxy monster, or if you have a Galaxy monster in the field. No, they're normal monster support, which means something like Black Handshaker can be used in a deck that requires a normal monster as an ace, such as a Summon Skull deck, Red Eyes Black Dragon deck, or Dark Magician deck, or even Blue Eyes White Dragon, because this card just requires that you have a level 7 or higher normal monster to be able to use the effect. Not a Galaxy monster, a normal monster. Same could be said about Astral Rescue. This card recovers a normal monster from the graveyard. Not a normal Galaxy, not a Galaxy monster in general, a normal monster, which means your legend normal monsters, such as the ones I've said before, Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Summon Skull, can all be recovered back from the graveyard. It's an amazing card because it's a way to easily recur your legend monsters. Now, I know there's some decks that can do it easier, such as Dragon has, Phoenix Dragon, which can easily bring back the dragons. But for a deck like Summon Skull and Dark Magician, this is also a nice, great little tech you could put in to be able to recover those cards back from the graveyard. That's just something I wanted to point out, that these guys are direct normal monster support, not only just Galaxy support. It's just that Galaxy monsters, boss monsters, are normal, which is why these cards are so good for them, but these cards can be splashed into any deck that relies on normal monsters. Now, the last card is not directly Galaxy support, nor is it directly normal monster support, so I saved it for last, and it's called Satellite Pegasus. It's a level 4 light Galaxy type effect monster, attack 1300, defense 600. Requirement, you can activate this during the turn this card is normal summon. Effect, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if there are 1 or less monsters in your graveyard, choose 1 face-up monster, level 8 or lower your opponent controls, and destroy it. So free removal on a big monster. That's incredible. Problem is, you need to have 1 or less monsters in your graveyard, so this card is truly, really only effective if you're the second turn player. If you're the second turn player and your opponent just summons up a behemoth of a monster that's level 8 or lower, you could just summon up this card and mill the top card of your deck. Doesn't matter if it's a monster, because that'll still be 1 or less. Chances are you have no monsters in your graveyard, unless you're going against something like Royal Demons, who happen to be able to at least get rid of cards in your hand with a card effect, because sometimes they can do that. But in most cases, you're not going to have to deal with that at all, and you just get yourself a free way to blow up a monster. Now, of course, later on in the duel, when I mean later on, I mean even as far as your second turn, this card might lose a lot of playability, because chances are you're going to have a monster in your graveyard, minimum 1. And if you even mill a single monster, this effect completely fizzles out. So it's one of those cards where you want to get it on. If you're second turn play, you want to get it right out the gates, because it's such a good card. It's such a great surprise. Your opponent just commits to a tribute summon of a big monster, passes turn. You just summon up this guy and boom, blow it up. It completely just removes that monster, and you have a monster on the field. It's that you can then tribute for something else or attack with later on. Overall, Galaxy monsters, we know their theme. Normal monster support, and normal monsters have it good in Rush Duel. You know about that card, Parallel Birthgate, right? The card that I pulled 2 of in my last Rush Duel opening. And now I know what deck I'm going to put in. For those who don't know, Parallel Birthgate is absolutely insane card. Its effect is to send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon 2 normal monsters from your graveyard face up on your field. So that's going to be a huge staple in this deck, for sure. So overall, what do you guys think? Main protagonists with ace monsters that are normal, and normal monster strategy in general. This is actually pretty incredible. Something I never thought I'd see in a Yu-Gi-Oh series, considering how far we've come. But because of the way rush duels work, we're actually able to get, you know, an actual normal monsters to be viable. And it's incredible that a normal monster can be viable in this day and age. And I know, like I said, it is in Rush Duel, but it's still incredible to see. It's something I never thought I would see again since GX. So, like I said, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm going to try to come back with some more news, go over, we got announcements for brand new decks, some new characters. I just want to, you know, rack up some more information on these things before I start delivering all the news to you guys. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.